have a sneaking suspicion. You know what I mean? You know, a little sneaking suspicion we might be live.
We might be live.
Yeah,
Maybe we're live.
just a little one. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let's see if we're live. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we're live. Let's see if we're live. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeesh.
How's everybody?
How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday. And I hope you guys had an amazing Monday as well. I hope you guys had that, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys had that. Hold on 1 second. Let me get myself all set. Pop right here. All right. Alrighty. So yeah, we're just getting ourselves all set up. How are you guys doing today? I know I'm doing good. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Boom, baby. This looks nice. You see the you guys see the beautiful chart. You see the chart over here. You see that? Yeah. You see the beautiful scanner over here. You see the amazing news over here. Yeah, all that comes with the more Coach Stick money package all day. All day, baby, all day. Hold on 1 second. Let's see here. All right, there we go. Just getting ourselves all set up, ladies and gentlemen. How have you guys been, man? How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing?
Yes, sir.
How's everybody doing today? Let me know if the stunks go parabolic again. Because we picked a lot of baggers a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen. I'll get into that shortly. Give me just a second. 1 second, ladies and gents. 1 second. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's see here. Okay. There we are. Boom. Get that all set up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Looking good, baby. Looking good. All right. There we go. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are having a great day. Me, I had a good day yesterday. We got to have that filet mignon.
Did you really have a good day yesterday?
Yes, I did.
You did, huh?
Yeah, I got to have that filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
Yeah. All that money we made yesterday. Hope you guys made a lot of money. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on 1 second. We're just getting ourselves all set up over here. Getting ourselves all set up. But yeah, hope you guys had a fantastic Monday. Making some money.
A lot of runners yesterday, though.
Yeah, there were.
A lot of runners yesterday.
How many did we get yesterday, do you,
Mom?
moms?
About 14.
14. We got 14 baggers. I'll go over that too.
13, 14, something like that.
Yeah, 13, 14? Okay,
Yeah.
I will go through it. We'll go through it.
Yeah.
We will definitely go through that. Yeah. Yeah. because we picked a lot of baggers a lot of times, especially yesterday. And when I say a lot of times, I mean approximately, you know, 14 times, 14 baggers. But then we also picked some fast stuff
How
too.
about KDLY? 675%.
Yeah, 675%.
Sir.
Yeah, baby. Yes, sir.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. One second. All right. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. But yeah, that's what we did. Got to spend some time, chill out. Called 14 baggers, you know what I mean? You know, because we're just built like that. No, nobody could do that like us. No.
They call 14 bangers.
Ah, yeah, you already know. It's just part of the regular itinerary. Just another day in the life, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just another day in the life. Another one. You know what I mean? That was us yesterday. You know that DJ Khaled meme where he goes, another one. Another one. That was us with baggers. Another one. You know what I mean? That was us. That was us with the baggers, man.
That was yesterday.
Mm-hmm. One sec. Boom. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright. Let's get this over here. Get this. Boom. Over there. Boom. Get this out of here. That out. Alright. Boom, baby. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Alright. Wonderful. Get that all set. Boom.
And all set.
But yeah, we were calling baggers like it was nobody's business. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on. There we go. Alright. Veli says GRYP. Oh, definitely. Let's check it out. Let's check out GRYP.
Let's check out GRYP.
Alright. GRYP currently up 7%. Has some news, ladies and gentlemen. So there's some news from yesterday and then there's some news from today that Prospectus and Communications Business Combinations Form 425 was filed by GRYP. Not to mention the fact that Dominari Holdings' strategic interest in Bitcoin mining is set to go public. Now, so they got both of those things going on. The float, however, for GRYP is pretty high at 44.79 million now. Volume is 16.67 million. So the volume is pretty high on the float. Pretty high on the float. So I'm not a big fan of it right now. Not a big fan of it. It was a bit overbought on the RSI, a little bit overbought on the RSI, but right now it doesn't have much going for it. I could see potentially, you know, maybe a little bit of a cup and handle, possibly a little bit, sort of, and even then the handle's kind of awkward. I'll do it. Hey, come here. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Potential cup and handle, but it looks like it's going down though, so that's another thing. So we'll see what happens there, but the handle's not really holding too well. So we'll see what happens with this stock. But GRYP, it was good yesterday, not so good today. You know what I mean? Very high on the floor. I think they might have diluted actually. So they probably diluted their stuff because their float was not that high yesterday. It wasn't as high. Was not as high, ladies and gents. Hold on one second. There we go. Let's get ourselves all set. There we are. Okay. Boom, baby. Boom. Boom, baby. Give me a second. There we are. Okay. Alright, bop. There we go. Come on. Alright. Beautiful. ourselves all set. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, GRYP currently not looking too schmexy to me right now. Hold on one sec. And let's get this out of here. Let's open this up. There we go. Bop, right there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So, currently, let's take a look at what we got here. So, let's get this intro started real quick. What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL. Nicks in the house, a.k.a. the Rainmaker. And I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist. She likes to chill in the tall weeds and the high trees and the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes cups of coffee. Sometimes she likes to jet ski. Sometimes she likes to regular ski. Sometimes she likes Arby's. Sometimes she likes puppies and kitties. You never know. Sometimes she likes to eat my lo mein because, you know, she steals that stuff from time to time. We call her DVO Moms!
Hey!
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
sheesh.
Yeah. I haven't forgotten about the lo mein. Anyway. No, I haven't forgotten. I haven't gotten any. I'm still owed from 2 years ago lo mein.
Some things you need to get past.
No.
Moving on. You know
Never.
what I mean?
She says some things you need to get past. I can never get past the trauma of the lo mein being eaten in front of my face. I had it in there for one day.
There's treatment for this.
No.
I know there is.
Yeah, it's called new lo mein. It's called going and getting more lo mein, man. That's what it's called. That's my treatment. I haven't gotten lo mein yet. I haven't eaten in 2 years. I gotta eat lo mein one day. Anyway. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So, before we begin, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, And the early bird gets the cash. The moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we have our More Coach Nick Money program, so you might want to check that out as well. Link to join that is in the description down below, as well as the pinned comments, where you get access to our real-time alerts, pre-market, regular hours, after hours, etc. You get access to our scanners. You get access to multiple scanners, not just this one that you see right here, this beautiful scanner right over here. Nah. You get more than just this. All right, this is one of the things you get. You get full-time access to this scanner right here, but you also get full-time access to another scanner as well. You get access to our newsroom right over here. You see the newsroom? You see the news right there? Take a look at that newsroom. Boom, baby. Look at that. Look at that newsroom, giving out all the news. Hold on, let me bring it all the way down here. News for days, ladies and gentlemen. News for days. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on, let me make sure we all up to date on this one. Yes, sir, right here. All right. Chris Doherty says, first comment of the day. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Chris. How are you, brother? Hope you're having a wonderful day.
Hope you're doing good.
Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing wonderfully. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you get all that plus a 400 plus video course on how we trade and what works best for us. You get all sorts of tidbits, nuggets, you know what I mean? You get tidbits, nuggets there. Yeah, all sorts of little things like that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Hold on. Boom, right there. Oh. Hold on. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of that. Wrong there. No. Alright, hold on one second. There we go. Get this over here. Boom. Boom. Alright. And of course, let's get this out of here. Replace this with this. And there we go. Okay. Alrighty. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. There we are. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah. Okay, now we're all set to go. Now we're all set to go. Alright, and ladies and gentlemen, by the way, we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times, ladies and gents. We are just made different. Just made different. And the early bird gets the cash. Yesterday, let's start off with yesterday when we'll get into today. Alright, yesterday, we called quite a few baggers. We called about, what, 14? 14 baggers?
How about that?
Hold on. I could actually check right now. Baggers. Let's see. We called, oh my, 14 baggers. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So from lowest to highest, we called CHSN prior to its 104% run, CTMX prior to its 141% run, NXTT prior to its 152% run, LICN prior to its 170% run, WLGS prior to its 178% run, JYD prior to its 185% run, INHD prior to its 237% run, BAOS prior to that 290% run, DEVS prior to its 301% run, TAOP prior to its 309% run, YHC prior to that 321% run, GRYP prior to its 476% run, and KDLY prior to its 675% run. And that was yesterday. That was yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. That was yesterday. So, I only got one question to you. What do you think we got today? I'll tell you what we got today. We already called 5 baggers, and the day is still young. We stepped up into the building, and all of a sudden, it was bagger after bagger after bagger after bagger. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because we called LOBO, which went up 338%. LICN went up 179%. CNSP 141%, INHD 119%, and HCWB 143%. And then, of course, we called a couple of little baby ones. We called ALZN, which went up 92%, WAFU prior to its 40% run, WLGS prior to its 53% run, and then BAOS, which we actually did a video on last night. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe in order to check out our videos, ladies and gentlemen, because our videos are right there, man. The videos are right there. We did a video on BAOS last night. It went up 42% so far. So that's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. There we go. So,
There we go.
yeah. Now, without further ado, let's find some stuff. Let's find some stuff. HCWB. What is going on with HCWB? Let's see.
That just kind of said hello today.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my girl. And by the way, let's get a share party going. Let's get a share party going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going. Let's see what we got here. All right. HCWB doesn't look like it has much volume. Does not look like it has much volume. The float looks to be low too. Actually, wait. Let's see here. The float is 562.8 thousand. Volume is 1.36 million. So we got that going on, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on. All right, actually, it says here HCWB has 672,000 and volume is 1 million. So the volume is a bit higher than the float. However, there's one thing. If you guys see it, do you guys see it right here? That double top. It has to break through that. Has to break through that double top for it to be even remotely schmexy to me. But right now, it looks a little volatile. You know what I'm seeing? A little volatile. All right, little bit of that. Let's get this up here. Hold on. Let's get this over here. Bop right there. All right, has a support and resistance lines. It has support at the 527 mark, support at 699, support at 833. And has some support at 927, has to break through the 1022 mark, and 1139 mark, as well as the 1328 mark, for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Right now it's a little bit overbought in the RSI. So they also have some news as well. HCW Biologics announces positive results of studies of proprietary compounds HCW 9206 and availability for commercialization. So you got that going on.
Yes,
But
sir.
for now, this stock doesn't look too schmexy to me. Let's move on. Vito Coin says JYD. All right, let's check out JYD.
Okay.
JYD. Let's see what JYD is doing. We called JYD yesterday. JYD we called yesterday, and it ran 185%, ladies and gentlemen. So hey, you never know. You never know.
Sir.
But me personally, I like what I'm seeing there. I like what I'm seeing there. Hold on. Let's see. JYD. Okay.
Yeah.
So JYD currently has is down 2%, has a float, it must have diluted, 77.04 million float. Volume is 4.63 million. So the volume is a lot lower than the float. The float is excruciatingly high, and it looks not loving it. Not loving it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, you could argue potentially, maybe a cup and handle, maybe, and even then, doesn't look, the drop is too insane that I wouldn't put all my bets on it. You could right here, maybe a possible cup and handle, possibly,
Yes.
but the float is very high, the volume is very low. Not liking it, not schmexy.
No.
So that's just me personally. I don't see that. There's no news on this stock, no nothing. It is overbought in the RSI. Not loving it, ladies and gentlemen. Not loving it. HCWB. Let's go back to HCWB. Now, HCWB was our fifth bagger of the day, ladies and gentlemen. It was. Truly, it was. It had a nice move up. All right. It's just got to break through that double top at the $10.68 mark over here. That $10.68 mark needs to be broken. All right. And then, to top it off, it has to break through 927, has to curl through 1022, 1139, and 1328. Let's get a share party going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going,
Share party.
because right here, let's see what we got going on. What else do we got? Let's see. VERB started moving a little bit. VERB. Let's check that out. Verb. Let's see. Verb. There we go. All right, let's see. Not liking this one. Looks very low on the volume right off the bat. I could just tell it looks low off the volume. Ladies and gentlemen, low off the volume. Let's see. It is up 6%. Has some news that they have expected U.S. company earnings today on May 13th. Verb beat all analysts' Q1 2025 financial performance estimates, and they reported their Q1 results, so that's pretty good. Their float is pretty reasonable at 990.7 thousand. A little low, maybe a little bit low on the lower end. All right, but the volume is 84,000, which is a lot lower than the float. When the volume's lower than the float,
Yeah.
I don't like it. Plus, you could see right here. Take a look. Zoom in the room right here. What you got? Double top right there. Nah. Don't like none of that. At the $7.19 mark, not looking schmexy there. At the $7.19 mark, has to break through that $7.19 mark for it to be even remotely schmexy. Plus, it needs to gain some serious volume,
Right.
because it does not look pretty. No, sir. Let's see. HCWB. Let's check out HCWB again. HCWB, what you got for me, HCWB? Come on. Break through that double top right there, ladies and gentlemen. Break through that double top. Nah, you
Yeah,
see?
nothing right
Doesn't
here.
want to do it. Has to break through that 927 mark, 1022, 1139, and 1328 for it to be remotely schmexy to me. Otherwise, it's not loving it too much. It is up 76% though. I'll give it that. But HCWB had a nice high of 143%. It could do better.
Yes, you could.
It could do better. Do better. All right. Right now, it looks like it's trying to curl a little bit. Looks like it's trying to break through that resistance point at 927. It looks like it's trying to, but let's see. We'll see what happens with it. But I don't think it's gonna go nowhere. Not now. It has to do something. You gotta make a change, Buckaroo. You
Yes,
gotta
you
make a
do.
change.
Yep.
Yes, sir. You gotta make a change. Let's see what else we got.
What we got today?
What else we got? LICN. Let's check out LICN.
Right.
LICN has a 553,000 float. Volume is 6 million. So there we go. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, it's below the VWAP currently. Has a bit of a, hold on, a little bit of a descending wedge over here. Looks like it's trying to curl up a little bit, but right now it has to accumulate some serious volume. It needs to climb up a bit more because it was a bit overbought on the RSI earlier today. It was a little bit overbought on the RSI. However, that's okay. That's okay. Has to break through this descending wedge though for it to be remotely schmexy to me. It did break through right over here, which is good. I like that. All right, but let me get some support and resistance lines up. Let me get some support and resistance lines up right here. Hold on. All right, there we go. Boom. And boom right there. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so what we got going on here, is you have support at 259, 419, 546, 545, excuse me. 683, which is the resistance point right there. 781, another resistance point. 831, another resistance point, and 1007, that's another resistance point for it. But it's got support at the 545 mark. Has to hold that 545 mark, break through 633 for it to be remotely schmexy to me. You understand? That rhymed.
Yeah.
Hey, all I'm saying is that, yeah, it has to hold 545, break 633 for it to be remotely schmexy to me. That's it. That's it. That's the whole show. That's it. I live on the 5th floor. That's it.
That's it.
All right, WLGS seems to be moving. Let's see what they got going on. WLGS, okay. WLGS looks to be moving right now. Hit a nice little movement of 63%. 63%. WLGS was 53% before. Let me grab a pen. Bop. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Why, thank you thing. All right. I like the Addams family. I do. 63%. All right. So currently, WLGS hit a high of 63%. Currently has to hold through. Hold on. Let me get the graffiti pencil. Let me get the graffiti pencil, ladies and gentlemen. Got to get that graffiti pencil. Hold on. Hold on now. Hold on now. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let me get this over here and all right, there we are. There you are. Beautiful. All right, WLGS currently has support at the 17-cent mark, 24-cent mark, 30-cent mark, and 35-cent mark. Has resistance at the 39-cent mark, as well as the 41%, as well as the 44-cent mark, and the 53-cent mark. That is the resistance. Right now, it is testing the resistance at 39. Has to break through to 44, then go to 53 and break that 53 mark for it to continue to be schmexy to me. But I could see just by looking at this a little bit, there's a bit of a shoulder over here, a little bit of a head over here possibly, and another shoulder right over, yeah, right? It's like an awkward head and shoulders, but it's a head and shoulders. You know what I mean? It's an awkward one, but it's right there. See that? All right. Let's see what else we got over here. Had a bit of an ABCD over here. Little tiny one over here. Little A to B, B to C, C to D. Boom, right there. All right. But then after that, had a bit of a descending wedge right there, and then proceeded to have a choppy curl upward. So we'll see what happens with it, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see what happens with it. Let's see. Vito Coin asks for WORX. WORX, let's check it out. Let's see what we got going on. But before we do, hold. Before we do, let's check out the news here. All right. Volume, the float for our lovely WLGS over here is 13 million. Volume is 54 million, ladies and gentlemen. So the volume is higher than the float. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yes.
I like that a lot, ladies and gentlemen. I like that a lot. So that's what we got going on. That is what we got going on. Okay. Now, WLGS also has news that tariffs, AI, and crypto driving midday movers. So that's their news, really. That came out yesterday, and honestly, it's not really much of news. So let's see what we got. Vito Coin. Let's check it out. WORX. WORX. Let's check it out. All right. WORX. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right. No news right off the bat. No news. No news. All right. All right. The volume is the float is actually pretty reasonable at 1.72 million, but the volume is low at 505,000. So very, very low, very low. All right, let's see here. Currently, it looks very choppy. This looks very choppy, ladies and gentlemen. This one looks very choppy. It's down 6%. Down 6%. Hold on, let me get my watch. Stop that. You. There we go. Kaboom. Yeah, don't get cute with me. Don't get cute. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right. So currently this is a very, very choppy stock. It's very choppy. Very low on the volume. The float is reasonable, but the volume is low. So not liking that one too much. Let's see what we got here. Currently, this stock is, yeah, very barcoded. Very barcoded. It is below the VWAP. It was a bit overbought in the RSI earlier, was a bit overbought, has since gone down, and has since not been overbought or oversold. So that's pretty good for the stock, but it's not looking too pretty to me. It's very, very, very choppy. Very choppy. Look at all these candles of indecisiveness over here. These indecisive candles. You can't, they're not moving up, they're not moving down. And when they are moving up and down, it's kind of barcodey. A little barcodey, a little weird. So man, not loving it, man, not loving it too much. You could say maybe if you want, you could argue over here, possibly a pennant, all right, maybe, but even then, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. It doesn't have the volume, man. Doesn't have the volume for it. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. What else do we have? TBI. HCWB is moving up some more. Hold on. Let's see what HCWB is doing. Oh my, it looks like HCWB is trying to curl up a bit more. Okay, it just broke through the 927 mark and is breaking through the 1022 mark. Can it continue to curl, baby, curl? Let's see. Let's see if it can curl. Let's check it out. HCWB. Right now, HCWB has that 672,000 float. Volume is still creeping up at a nice 3 million. So that's beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right. Currently, the stock is, let's see, bop right here. Looks like it's moving up here. Looks like it's moving up a little bit. All right. But, ladies and gentlemen, it has to break through. Some more resistance lines here. It looks like it's going to try, though. Because it already broke through 1022. Can it break through 1139? It looks like it's going to try. It looks like it's going to try to run that fade. It looks like it's going to try to run that fade really quickly. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's trying to, man. It's trying to tap that bottom. It's trying to tap that bottom over there. You see that? Whoa, there we go. Yep, it broke through 1139. Beautiful. 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 But can it break that 1328 mark? It just broke through 1139. Just broke through 1139. That's good. That's good. But now it's forming a bit of a top tail. We don't like the top tails, DBL moms. We like the bottom tails.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We like the bottom tails.
By the way, folks, just to remind you, share. Let's have a share party.
Yeah, let's have a share party going on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going on. All right. Let's see here. Currently, this stock is forming a bit of a double top. Not a double top. It's forming a top tail. We don't like the top tails, DBL moms. We like the bottom tails.
Yes, we do.
So let's see. Let's see what happens.
Currently,
This stock has to hold above the 1022 mark, break through that 1139 for it to be schmexy to me, or at least, continue to be schmexy to me, because this stock was moving nicely before. Let's see what we got over here. Let's see. What about TBI? TBI popped in. Let's see what that's doing. All right. Ooh, let's see. TBI. All right. TBI.
Yep.
All right. Let's see here. Up 23%. No news. That's not a fan of no news. Scroll down. Let's see what we got here. All right. The float is 28 million, which is a little high. Volume is 479,000 and change. It's not liking that too much, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
All right, not liking that too much because the float is extremely high, volume is extremely low. Not
Yeah.
liking that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. What else we got
What
moving?
else we got?
What else we got? Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah.
Mm,
Take this one in.
we already did verb.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
We did verb. Give me a second. Ooh, that's that good stretch. Ever get that good stretch in, ladies and gentlemen? Woo! That good stretch.
That good stretch.
Oh yeah, that's that good stuff. Oh. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, what are you guys doing today? What you guys got planned? What you guys got planned? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going. Let's get a share party going. Because we already called 5 baggers. 5, count them 5, and the day is still young. We called LOBO prior to its 338% run, LICN prior to its 179% run, CNSP prior to that 141% run, INHD prior to its 119% run, and HCWB prior to its 143% run, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want the access to baggers like that, you know, especially when we call them prior to them even running, all right, link to join is in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section over here. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen. We do. All right, because guess what? All right, we pick a lot of baggers. That's it. That's all it is. That's it. We pick a lot of baggers.
A lot of times.
A lot of times. All right, we call a lot of baggers a lot of times because let me tell you something. Yesterday was no slouch. We called CHSN 104, CTMX 141, NXTT 152, LICN 170, WLGS 178, JYD 185, INHD 237, BAOS 290, DEVS 301, TAOP 309, YHC 321, GRYP 476, and KDLY 675%.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
and we called all these baggers pre-market or prior to them running. That was always prior to them running, though. It was always prior to them running. We would always call them prior to the runs even happening.
That's right.
So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We called them before they even ran. Riddle me that.
Yep.
Let's see what HCWB is doing. HCWB. Okay, let's see what they're doing. Are they still fighting up there? Are they still doing their thing there? Let's see what they got going on. All right, give me that. Get out of here. There we go. Looks like it's still trying to fight to get all the way past that 1139 mark. Can it break it? Looks like it's trying to. It looks like it's trying to test that little high over there. Yep, it just broke through it a little bit. Has to keep going, though. Has to keep going. Right now, it is at that 1139 mark. It now broke through that at 1153. Broke through that at 1153, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Here we go.
All right. Has to continue breaking, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
While that's going on, we're going to check out BKKT. Bucket. BKKT. Let's see what BKKT's got going on. Doesn't look like it's got much volume, ladies and gentlemen. Does not look like it has much volume. No. All right, let's see what BKKT's got going on.
Yeah.
BKKT. Let's see what we got.
Go.
BKKT. All right, looks like it has a 6 million float, 70,000 volume. Very low on the volume. Not liking that too much. All right, let's check out the news here. So they got some news that came out yesterday that Farquhar LLP is investigating claims on behalf of investors of backed holdings. And, of course, there's another one where Bronstein, Gurwitz, and Grossman announced that backed holdings, Inc. investors and with losses have opportunities to lead class action lawsuits. So not looking good for them.
No,
Not looking good. It's not looking good. Ever seen that meme with the guy that goes, "It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good, bruv." You know what I mean? That's for that one. Nah, that don't look good. That don't look good. Let's see what else we got. Let's get out of here. Brother.
So wonderful there.
brother. Let's get out of there. Brother. What's that? What's that, brother? Brother. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Currently a bit of a double top forming over here on HCWB. Has to break through that, ladies and gentlemen. Has to break through that. Hold on. Let me see here. Bop and bop. There we go. Has to break through that. Wait. Is it trying to break through? It looks like it's trying to break through. It is making higher highs, ladies and gentlemen. It is making higher highs, so I can't discount that. I can't discount the fact that it's doing that. It is doing that. It is doing that. I'll give it credit. I'll give it its flowers. That's what it's doing right now. Has to break through that 1139 mark, ladies and gentlemen. Has to break through it for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Otherwise, man, You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Man, You don't want man, Let's see here. Okay. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see here. All right. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so far we called one bagger that went over 338%, 179, 141, 119, and 143. I mean, I'm just saying that these baggers went diabolical. They were crazy. They went nuts.
They sure did.
They did. Let's see what else there is. ITOS. Let's see about ITOS. Let's check that out. ITOS currently looks like it's on an uptrend. It does look like it's on an uptrend. Let's see what they got going on here. ITOS has a 30 million float. That's a little high. Volume is 2 million though. Volume is 2 million. So not liking that too much because the volume's low and the float is high. But I'll give it credit on one thing. It is moving up. However, it is also overbought on the RSI, ladies and gentlemen. It is overbought on the RSI. Not liking that part too much either. So hopefully it can continue to move up like this. All right, it looks like it's trying to, but again, needs more volume. And yeah, that's what it needs. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Up, BKK. Oh my God, BKKT is moving. Nah, man, BKKT is screwed. I'm just saying, like, you know, that's not a good look. No. All right. I mean, ITOS looks like it's trying to move upward still. It's just that it's overbought in the RSI, has low volume and high float. So, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
ITOS. Let's see about ITOS there. Let's take a look at ITOS. Yep. I mean, it does have some news though. ITOS does have news. I'll give it that. ITOS reports top-line interim results from Galaxy's Lung 201 study of balrestatug and dostarlimab in first-line PD-L1 high non-small cell lung cancer patients. So they're looking to treat lung cancer. They're looking to treat the lung cancer. You know what I mean? They're looking to treat the lung cancer. Yes. All right. Then to top it off, they do have some insider buying news, as well as the fact that GSK, ITOS end lung cancer asset development after trial failure. Ooh, so that's not good. I don't like that. Let's check out VERB because VERB seems to be moving now. Verb seems to be moving a little bit. Let's see what Verb is doing. What's Verb doing right now? It just went up to 75% off the rip. It broke through. Okay, cool. All right, still low on the volume though. The volume's moving up a little bit, but it's still low on the volume. The float is 990.7 thousand. Volume is 226,000. So it's still low on the volume. Did have a nice shoot up, but then again, afterwards it had a top tail. We don't like the top tails, DBL moms. We like the bottom tails. Yes, sir. And let's get a share party going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going. Sharing is caring. Share it with your mom. Share it with your dad. Share it with your brother, your sister, your cat, your dog, your alpaca, your snapping turtle, whatever you got. I heard there were alligator turtles, by the way. I think that's a product of Australia, but we'll go ahead and, you know, Australia. Anybody in Australia, can you answer that for me? Why are there snapping turtles the size of alligators? And why do your spiders have necks? Can you explain that to me? No, because I gotta say this because the thing is, right? The thing is, I've seen a lot of weird things coming from Australia as of late. I'm starting to think that California's God's etch a sketch, and then Australia's God's beta testing ground for
All
whatever
kinds of
whatever
crazy
crazy
stuff.
stuff he wants to make. Look, the spiders got necks. That's all I'm saying. Your spiders have necks and your grasshoppers have wings. Why? Why? Why are there hornet grasshoppers with wings? Why is that a thing? Please explain. Australia, please. I'm not stepping foot. I'm not stepping foot there. I'm sorry. I'm not. I love you guys, but no. I love you now, but not that much. Okay, let's relax now. Let's relax. Okay, we're not going that crazy. Okay. Well, oh my God! I tell you what, though, they're like, oh yeah, we got our book of animals here. If you want to see it, next thing you know, they pull out the Necronomicon. It's crazy. Let's not say we did.
Yeah. Seriously.
Let's not say we did.
Yeah.
Why do your spiders
I
have
agree with
necks? Why do your spiders have necks?
I saw that. I was like, this thing actually has a face and is looking up at you like, go ahead, fight me. They're big.
Why are your kangaroos the size of bodybuilders? That's the other question I got. Why? What? No. Oh no. They look like they can punch you too.
No.
They box, man. They give him that old 1 3 1 3 2 pow. Okay, there we go. Just knock the taste out of my mouth. Let's go. That's crazy.
I saw them. They look scary.
They look like they could drop kick anybody. All right.
Anybody.
They will too. I mean, have you ever heard of deer?
They'll fight.
Those
anybody.
things are deer that hop on their hind legs with muscle. Okay.
On the top.
And they
Like
growl.
they-
Did you know they growl?
No, actually, that's a fallacy. I read about that.
No. They
The most
growl.
that was a sound effect. The most that spiders can do.
No, not spiders. The deer, the kangaroos.
Wait. Kangaroos go growling now?
Yeah.
Because I saw something about spiders growling. Like
I don't know. They don't growl. Spiders don't growl. No. They just sit there and look at you menacingly.
Growl?
Yeah.
Oh,
They growl. They're bodybuilders, man. They're like 7 to 10 feet tall.
my.
They're like space marines, man.
Jeez.
They're like space marines. They're buff.
Well then.
Like, good lord, man. They eat that.
No,
Who hurt
I
you?
think that-
My question. I look at those things and I say to myself, who hurt you, man? Who made you go to the gym and start getting jacked like this? Who did this to you? Damn.
Kangaroos.
Why? I look at them. I'm like, what the heck? What? You can't just. You look like you're about ready to knock the taste out of my mouth for simply breathing in your direction. Chill. Jeez.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
don't actually
kangaroo,
have
man.
cutesy faces either.
Oh no, they're not cute. They're angry. They're angry.
They
Okay.
have the face that looks like, come at me, bro.
Oh, beyond that, they look like they got roid rage. What? I've seen them. They are massive. They're massive, dude. Oh my God! That your spiders have necks. Your kangaroo or bodybuilders. What next, man? Like, what did you do to
talk
pick?
about the pythons that just crawl
Oh,
out of houses?
oh no! Let's not talk about
Let's
the
not go there.
pythons eating the
Yeah.
gazelles, eating Mel Gibson, eating something else. Let's not even talk about that. Let's not talk about the python eating an alligator, eating a koala, eating Mel Gibson. We don't have to go into that whole process.
I saw one slithering from a roof to another roof. Big thing.
What?
Looked like a big moving log.
Now
And
you
it's
see,
like,
you see.
No. This had to be. This had to be. No.
Mm,
I don't know if it is.
mm-mm.
I doubt it.
Your spiders have necks. What next? Your fish are going to grow legs? Are your fish going to grow legs and walk around like a SpongeBob? Is that the next step?
If need be.
I'm starting to wonder to myself if Australia is just the breeding ground for evolution. It's a whole Pokédex of a mess. If you know what a Pokédex is, you know. A Pokédex is basically like you ever seen Pokemon? They got the they got the cards, but the Pokédex is basically like has information on each and every individual Pokemon. So I'm saying to myself, they have a Pokédex of animals, and Do I have to go there with like a red and white ball? Gotta catch 'em all. Angry kangaroo, go! Fight giant sea serpent that came from Australia. There you go. Lord.
No.
Lord have
No.
mercy, man.
Oh, golly.
Those things don't look friendly to me. Let's check out Lobo a little bit. Lobo's starting to move a little bit back up. Oh, Lobo hit a nice high, by the way. It did have a nice high of 338, but then moved back down.
Yep.
Did have a nice high, though. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Boom, baby, boom.
Oh, baby, boom.
Okay. All right, so we got over here. Let's get some support and resistance lines. Bop right here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's get a share party going. Let's get a share party. Let's see what we got here. All right. So you got support at 72. You got support at 133. Support at 181. And you got resistance at 215, which it looks like it's testing that resistance over here. You got resistance at 249, 290, and 358, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So let's see over here. Bop. Moving up. Over here. Has to break through. Bop. And then bop. It made a little pennant. Made a little bit of a pennant here. And it looks like it's curling upward right now. Trying to test that 215 mark over there. Has to break through for it to continue to be schmexy to me. Has to continue to prove its love to me. Right? Then after that, once it's done with 215, has to break through 249, 290, and 358 for it to continue to be schmexy to me. But right now, it was a bit overbought in the RSI earlier, went back down to not be overbought nor oversold on the RSI. So now it's neither overbought nor oversold on the RSI. Lobo currently is up 181% off the 338% high. Has no news. All right. 3.10 million float. Volume is 51,000 and change, 51 million and change, excuse me. So you got that going on. You got that going on. Now it looks like potentially this could form a double top if this next candle does not move up. Could potentially form a double top. Not liking that too much. So let's make sure it don't do that. I hope not. But let's see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see what happens. But that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share. Because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of I'm sorry, spiders what next happened. Anyway. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. And like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, we called Lobo 338% run, LICN 179% run, CNSP 141% run, INHD 119% run, and HCWB 143% run. So that's what we had going on. We even called a couple of runners too. ALZN 92% run, WAFU 40% run, WLGS 63% run, and BAOS, which he actually made a video on last night. Be sure to check that out on YouTube. You can find it there. BAOS 42% move. There we go. It was nice. And then of course yesterday we called 14 different baggers. And the day's still young, ladies and gentlemen. We could probably call more baggers today because we only got 5 so far.
Yeah.
Only got 5.
We got 5.
Only 5.
Only 5.
But can we get more? I wonder.
Oh.
We shall see. We shall see, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Be sure to check it out, though, because we call these baggers before they even run on the private Discord, ladies and gentlemen. So with the More Coaching Money program, you get access to our real-time alerts and scanners where we call potential runners pre-market, regular hours, after hours, etc. Right? You even get access to our scanners. You get access to our market mover scanners over here, like this one right over here. Take a look at this baby right here. Look at that. Look at that. You get 24/7 access to this whenever the market is active. You get access to this right here. It even has little clickable links so you can actually see what's going on with the stock as well as its news and all that other cool stuff. And to top it off, you also get access to our newsroom right over here. You see this newsroom? Look at that newsroom. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, right? I like this newsroom.
Yep.
Right? It's got the news,
Right,
it's got
newsroom.
news for the. It even has like little tickers beneath here, like that are affected by this news. It even tells you what tickers are affected by the news. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty nifty little thing. I like that, right? Don't you? All right.
Right.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, we also have our own chat. You can have our own other stuff there. We got our FAQs, support tickets, whole 9 yards. We got all that cool stuff. And to top it off, ladies and gentlemen, we got our courses. We got our courses with the More Coaching Money program. You get courses, over 400 plus videos of knowledge that we have accumulated over the years, as well as how we find and trade stocks, how we read candlestick patterns, and much more, ladies and gentlemen. So be sure to check that out, ladies and gents. Be sure to check it out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it for me, ladies and gentlemen. It's Double Nicks. I love you guys, and I am with my lovely co-host, the Serengeti specialist who likes to shake her bushy tail and the tall weeds and the high trees and the low C's hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes cups of coffee. Two cups of coffee, sometimes three. All right, because you get it because of rhyme.
Yeah.
Sometimes three. Yeah. All right, and of course she likes to have Arby's with puppies and kitties.
I like to watch puppies and kitties.
Yeah, you like watching puppies and kitties.
Puppies and kitties.
Sometimes birdies too.
Birdies too?
Yeah, I've seen you watch parrots. You had fun. You had fun with that.
That's because they talk to you.
Yes. Sometimes she likes to watch movies,
Nah.
especially the old ones. All right, and then of course she likes some Arby's. They have the meats, and also them curly fries are pretty good too. We call her DBL Moms. Hey! There we go. And that's it for me. It's your boy Double Nicks. I love you guys. I love you. All right. And before we leave, also don't forget to follow us on YouTube, where we do a lot of videos on stonks and live streams and other things like that, as well as some shorts and other things like that, as well as some pearls of wisdom with Mama Money.
Yes.
Yeesh.
Yes.
Yeesh.
Yes.
As well as all that good stuff. You can check that out at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money. You can find us on X.com, a.k.a. Twitter, at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
Where we do some live streaming. We also do some market analysis and all sorts of other things. You can also find us on Twitch at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
Where we do a lot of live streaming there as well. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. You can find us there as well. You can find us there where we do a lot of market analysis and stuff like that. You can find us there at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money. And of course, you can find us on TikTok, Tiki Taki, aka the Tac, yes, the Tac, where we do lots and lots of shorts and other cool stuff there as well. You can find us there at DBL Nicks.
At DBL Nicks.
At DBL NICKS, and the screen name is Coach Nick Money.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, it's your boy Double Nicks. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Be sure to check out that More Coach Nick Money program. Link is in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. Pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. And yeah, we'll see you there, ladies and gentlemen. Much love. Peace out. Take care of yourselves.
Yes, sir.
And I hope all your dreams and aspirations come true. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's Double Nicks. I love you guys.